CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
In Vancouver, the SPCA is recommending animal cruelty charges after a German Shepherd was brutally beaten and left to die in a Kitsilano dumpster. It's just over a week since 2-year-old Captain died from severe injuries. And this is the dog's owner, Brian Whitlock, released from a Vancouver jail on an unrelated matter. The SPCA is carrying out a further investigation. So far, though, Whitlock has not been charged in Captain's death.
There is a name, absolutely, but until Crown makes a decision on whether they are going to approve charges, we won't be releasing that name. What I can say is we felt we had sufficient evidence, number one, of Captain's injuries, number two, of what likely caused those injuries, and number three, who caused those injuries, to put that case before Crown. There's still, still evidence to be processed, but we feel that there's sufficient to go with recommending charges.
A conviction in a case such as this can bring up to 5 years in jail and a lifetime ban on owning animals. RCMP and Nanaimo need your help tonight as they try to find a 40-year-old man who has vanished without a trace. RCMP say Mark Westwood was last seen leaving his home on Wednesday night in the 100 block of 12th Street in Nanaimo. Westwood told his family that he was going to meet a friend, but he didn't come back. RCMP described Westwood as about 5'4" in height, weighing 150 pounds, with brown hair and eyes. And RCMP say they are concerned because he faces some mental challenges.
The concern for the family is that Mark has the cognitive abilities of an 8-year-old. So while he is fine functioning out in public, they do have some concerns about the choices he'll make and the people he's with.
If you see Mark around, what should you do?
I would say hi, confirm that it's Mark. He'll probably tell you his name, and then give us a call to the police station to say that you've seen Mark. We do expect that Mark is somewhere in Nanaimo.
Police say Westwood is easily approachable. He was last seen wearing a blue jean jacket with red markings and was carrying a light blue backpack. Anyone who has any information on the whereabouts of Mark Westwood is asked to contact Nanaimo RCMP or Crime Stoppers. The BC Court of Appeal has dismissed convicted murderer Ruby Ann Ruffalo's bid for a new trial. 3 judges unanimously dismissed Ruffalo's bid this morning after she testified earlier that she did not kill her husband. The BC Supreme Court convicted Ruffalo of her husband's murder in November 2010. Sean Ruffalo was killed in October 2003. The Crown says Ruffalo gave her husband a sedative, then injected him with a fatal dose of heroin, an overdose, before ditching his body in a ditch in Langford. Ruffalo remains in prison. On the Lower Mainland, former RCMP Corporal Monty Robinson has been handed a 12-month conditional sentence for a 2008 crash that killed a young motorcyclist in Richmond. The 42-year-old had been convicted of obstruction of justice for derailing a potential impaired driving investigation against him. Centre for Disease Control has a warning for you tonight to cook your shellfish and to avoid any serious illness in doing so after some cases of infection in BC. The Centre for Disease Control reminds you that eating raw or uncooked shellfish such as oysters and clams, mussels and scallops could make you sick. The centre says the shellfish could contain bacteria, viruses and toxins. 5 bacterial cases have been reported across the province so far, some in Ucluelet, Ladysmith and Qualicum. The centre advises you to thoroughly cook your shellfish to avoid any risk of getting sick. High school students in Nanaimo are getting some hands-on experience in forensics. They're taking an in-depth look at the science behind crime scene investigations. There's a unique summer camp taking students into the forensics lab. The camp is being held at Vancouver Island University, hosted by Genome BC, a nonprofit organization that funds cutting-edge genomics research. The group hopes and hosts summer camps every year, but this is the first time it has brought the camp to Vancouver Island. It's designed for students in grades 9 to 12 with fun and education in mind.
We've learned the structure of DNA, how to the process of modifying it, the process of amplifying to just changing it completely.
We've learned about fingerprint analysis and different types of blood that we can analyze, and they've done a good job of making it all look like a big crime scene, and then we could use it all as if we're a criminologist looking at a crime scene.
CSI Nanaimo also offers students at the camp an opportunity to learn about science as a career path, and completing it can give them an edge when applying for university entrance programs.